Let's go to Ali Abunimah. He's the co-founder of the online news site Electronic Intifada, which focuses on Palestine. He joins us now from Chicago. Thank you for your time, sir. So it sounds like a pretty intense raid on Jenin by the Israelis. What's your understanding of the focus of this particular raid on this part of Jenin?
Well, I don't know more than what's being reported by the media coming out of Jenin, but we can look at the broader context here, which is that Jenin has been consistently a center of armed resistance against the Israeli occupation. You can say a thorn in the side of the occupiers. And this goes back, this reminds me very much of what happened 2 decades ago in 2002 when the Israeli army invaded Jenin refugee camp, flattened large parts of it, and according to the UN investigation, massacred more than 50 people in the camp. I very much hope we won't see a repeat of that. But what we are seeing, and which is, of course, very heartening, is stiff resistance from the resistance in the camp. As your correspondent noted, 2 weeks ago, when Israel invaded Jenin camp and killed 5 people, they nonetheless faced surprisingly strong resistance that managed to disable a number of the invaders' military vehicles. And from the reporting that we're hearing, the resistance is putting up a stiff fight. And of course, that's extremely good news for the people of Jenin and the people of Palestine generally, to see their resistance fighting back so strongly against this
it's interesting that you
invasion force.
It's interesting that you use the word good news and you use the word heartening, because we've clearly seen an intensification of the weaponry that is coming now from Israel in response to what is going on in Jenin. So how do you see this being in any way a good outcome?
Well, I think you have it backwards. It is the resistance that is responding to the Israeli invasion, the repeated Israeli incursions, and it is Israel that is constantly escalating as the occupying power. And of course, remember that Jenin and the northern West Bank in general are intensely subject to Israeli land theft and colonization by the most fanatical settlers who have been engaging in pogroms across the West Bank in the past few weeks, aided and abetted and supported by the Israeli army and the Israeli government. And I think here, of course, we shouldn't take at face value what the Israelis claim they're doing here. Of course, they'll give the usual nonsense that this is about fighting terrorism and arresting militants and this sort of thing. This operation, this attack on Jenin, is entirely about satisfying the bloodlust of Israeli settlers and getting revenge on the Palestinian people for the increasing resistance to the settler invasion of the northern West Bank and the increasing record levels of theft of Palestinian land for colonial settlement. So it's really important to get it the right way around. It is the resistance that is responding to Israeli colonization and invasion, not Israel that is responding to Palestinians. Israel is the aggressor and the occupier. We have to have the facts straight.
The United Nations Human Rights Chief recently warned that the violence that we're seeing now in the occupied West Bank risks spiraling out of control. Do you think he's right?
Well, that type of phraseology, spiraling out of control, makes it sound like it is, a weather event that nobody can do anything about. This violence is deliberate. It is done by Israel. They took the decision to attack Jenin tonight, just as they've taken the decision to increase the theft of Palestinian land, to unleash the settler mobs on Palestinians. So this violence is spiraling in the control of Israel. Israel is solely responsible for all this bloodshed. Of course, I will add, Israel and its enablers and backers, which includes the whole collective West, principally the United States and the European Union. This violence is in their control. It is the result of their policies of allowing this occupier to constantly go wild on the Palestinians in its relentless effort to steal their land and replace them with colonists from all over the world.
Ali Abunimah, co-founder of the online news site Electronic Intifada, thank you so much for your time speaking to us there from Chicago.
You're most welcome. Thank you.